poem doesn't really have a title, so I'm just gonna start. Okay. Hey kid, you'll be alright. I read that on my wall plastered there last night when I slammed my door tight and I retreated to my closet corner and I allowed darkness to blur my vision and made my closet my living room and sadness my home. But then I felt the tug of a girl much smaller than I and a lot more braver than I. She was looking back at me with these huge wide eyes that sparkled even in the night. She didn't say a word. I wish I knew what she was trying to tell me. As the sun beat a little harder today, he rubs away his sweat like he was trying to rub away the glares he'd get trailing back on his way home, lugging his tattered instrument case. He calls his home a shopping cart on the side of St. James Park, and he said he wasn't meant to be born into this life, he doesn't think. The life with an invisible father he loved harder than anything. And this world with the ricochet of gunshots he still heard in his heart. He's tired. Something about learning what it was like to build your way up, having fought a world with literal sticks and stones since he was barely 4 feet tall, and having been disciplined in hurts both physically and mentally, made me believe he once knew how to battle monsters. She takes her cracked hands and pats them against the dough she holds as tender as she does with her love, and she pulls her hair tie loose and heaves a heavy sigh before slumping back into her chair. She's tired. These are the hard nights she knew existed but dreaded surrendering to. But something about raising a family with their own broad shoulders and what she hoped to be their promised land, something about her strong limbs not built for running away from things, but for embracing them, made me believe she once knew how to battle monsters. Something about the way the man with the flute looked at the streets, the way the woman with the bruised eyes shed her tears, made me believe the fear in people's eyes all look the same, but so does their hope. And now I know what that little girl was trying to tell me. We all once knew how to battle monsters. See, you used to catch the sun's rays between your fingertips and hold them like you were holding onto light. You used to take the crayon color baby blue and whisk it in the sky as though you could color the world away the way you wanted to, intentionally teaching passerbys that there is color in everything. You'd stand on your couch and leap from pillow to pillow as though the gaps in between were bottomless pits to a world of hell and doom you weren't afraid of. You took broken wooden things and gave them names and identities and lives, and somehow stuck together misfits of your stuffed wolf with the missing leg and the giraffe whose stuffing was falling out and the little Lego dudes with their missing pieces. You had a way of putting together even the worst. And then you would run up to the little boy crying in the corner during recess and stare at him down in the eyes gently and tickled him until he laughed because you knew too well that being by yourself hurt us all somewhere deep inside, no matter your age. And when you flipped through your yearbook, you recognized faces not too much by the race of that one person in that one picture, or that one kid who always wore that one pair of clothes, but by their names. That one's Jen, and that one's Robert. And that one's Rainer, you said. See, you saw life, even in the dead of the grass in the middle of winter, and you dove into puddles without a second glance behind you, and ran as fast as your hair could whisk back because the wind was your friend and not your foe. Because you knew the storms that stole your umbrella couldn't steal your light, and that the rain that made you cold was there to teach you warmth. And then you'd trip on tree roots and land face first in a pile of mud and trees and grass, and you'd stay there a while just to talk to the ants and gently return those funky colored bugs back to the soil and held life in the palm of your hands because I think you could even hear their heartbeats. You learned how to survey the world from the ground up. And you had one too many bruises and colors that I can't even describe from falling one too many times, but you were okay with that. At some point, you realized that you were growing up after all. We're growing up after all. And we're trying so hard to cling tightly to this child within that survived. And so this is me pouring the last few droplets of what I have of my childhood into a grown-up palm I'm not sure is willing to receive me yet. This is me standing up for all of the unspoken pains I've heard you mutter. This small child was right. And all the times all she could do was cry and swallow her pain. She was trying to tell me it's time for me to rip open the bandages guarding my buried wounds and fears that never finished healing and allow salty tears to sting them once more. Because the sizzle and the crack of saw and open wounds are a sign of healing. You're healing. You just wanted to yell, I think. You just wanted to hear your own words and feel them, I think. So tonight, let the kid inside of you be heard. The one with the voice that comes booming deep from your heart. The one that cracks sometimes out of its hurts, but the one that also thunders against stage walls because that's where you felt the most at peace. I'm not referencing the girl anymore because I know that girl is me. I'm not battling monsters anymore because I know the monsters we dare place blame on in our fights are only lonely hearts in search of a friend. And I'll shake and shiver and lose feeling in my fingers and clench my fist as much as I need to as I ask you to hear me out. There lies a child in you, and this voice, the one that you hate listening to, is worth your ears, even if it crashes against walls or even if no one dares to listen, because you are listening. Don't forget me, she's saying. Hey kid, you'll be all right.